Cassie Playmumber is dealing with one of the toughest moments of her life in Coronation Street. Earlier this week, she revealed that Tyrone Dobbs' father, Ross Wilkes, had sexually exploited her when she was a teenager, paying her for sex. The revelation left Cassie devastated, shocked Ross' girlfriend, Tracy Barlow, and forced Tyrone to wrestle with Ross's insistence that he believed Cassie was older at the time. In the end, Tyrone agreed to give his father another opportunity, but only after making sure Cassie could accept his decision. Although she reluctantly accepted Ross' apology for her son's benefit, events soon took a much darker turn. Ross cornered Cassie, pinning her against a wall before warning that he would kill her if she caused any more trouble. Determined to get back at him, Cassie secretly added medication to his smoothie. However, as she hurried away, Ross spotted her through the window and realized something was wrong. With a workplace drugs test approaching, he avoided drinking it. Instead, Ross passed the smoothie to Tracy. Later that day, her daughter Amy discovered her unconscious on the sofa, prompting an emergency trip to hospital. In today's episode, Cassie's partner Steve McDonald returned home after hearing Tracy accuse Cassie of being responsible. The accusation was fueled by Cassie's past actions when she secretly drugged Ken Barlow to keep him dependent on her care. Steve became suspicious after finding a packet of tablets inside Cassie's jacket. While he struggled to believe she could be guilty, the evidence appeared to support Tracy's claims. The discovery sparked a heated confrontation with Cassie repeatedly denying any involvement. Tyrone eventually stepped in, admitting he had reached the end of his patience with his mother's behavior before he and Steve shut the door on her. Could this latest ordeal be the final push that forces Cassie to leave Weatherfield? Coronation Street's Kit targets Gary as major Theo murder twist changes the investigation. Gary Wendendez finds himself under increasing pressure in Coronation Street next week, as Kit Green intensifies his investigation into Theo Silverton's murder. Believing new evidence could reshape Sarah Platt's case, Kit is convinced Gary had a much bigger part in the aftermath of Theo's death than has been revealed. He becomes determined to prove that Gary persuaded Sarah not to report the incident to the police, a claim that could have a huge impact on the ongoing investigation. Already suspicious of Gary, Kit refuses to accept Sarah's account without question. Instead, he believes Gary's influence played a significant role in the choices Sarah made after Theo died. After obtaining mobile phone records from the night of the murder, Kit carefully analyzes the calls, messages, and location data, hoping to uncover proof that links Gary to the attempt to conceal what happened. As the inquiry gathers momentum, Kit approaches Bethany Platt with information that leaves her shocked. He tells her he believes Gary helped Sarah keep the truth hidden and stopped her from going to the authorities. The revelation leaves Bethany facing a painful decision if it could help reduce her mother's sentence. Determined to support Sarah, Bethany becomes more willing to work alongside Kit. Believing her mother deserves another opportunity, she agrees to assist the investigation if it increases the chances of securing a lighter punishment. Meanwhile, Kit continues piecing together the evidence, convinced the phone records will strengthen his case. Each new discovery reinforces his belief that Sarah was not acting alone and that another person played a key role after Theo's death. It isn't long before Kit uncovers an important clue buried within the data. If he can show that Sarah was persuaded or pressured into covering up the truth, her legal team could argue that she acted under someone else's influence rather than making every decision independently. While that argument could improve Sarah's prospects in court, it would place Gary firmly under suspicion. Instead of Sarah carrying sole responsibility, the focus of the investigation could quickly shift towards Gary's involvement in hiding the crime. Gary soon realizes Kit is closing in when the detective casually invites him to his flat, hinting that he has uncovered something significant. The mysterious invitation immediately leaves Gary fearing the worst as he wonders what evidence Kit has discovered. Rather than revealing everything at once, Kit decides to keep Gary guessing. He deliberately lets the tension build, refusing to explain exactly what he knows while suggesting that even bigger revelations are on the horizon. Up to now, Sarah has remained loyal by keeping Gary's name out of her statements to police despite intense pressure. She has protected him because She doesn't want him facing criminal charges for trying to help her. However, Kit's latest breakthrough could change the entire case. If the evidence successfully links Gary to Sarah's actions after Theo's death, the detective may finally secure the proof he has been searching for. As Kit edges ever closer to the truth, Gary's future hangs in the balance. Will the detective finally expose his role? Or can Gary stay ahead of the investigation before everything is revealed? Lisa's worries grow in Coronation Street as Carla reaches out to jailed Sarah. Just when it seemed Lisa and Carla's relationship was finally back on solid ground, fresh problems emerged. After narrowly avoiding being manipulated into abandoning her wife, Carla Connor Swain, by her obsessive former partner, Becky Swain, the couple finally celebrated the happy ending they had been waiting for. However, their wedding day was overshadowed when a man was killed. The discovery of Theo Silverton's body close to the wedding venue completely changed the mood. Although Theo had a reputation as an abusive and unpleasant individual, his death sparked a major murder investigation across Weatherfield. Leading the inquiry, Lisa teamed up with DC Kit Green to question 6 potential suspects. The case produced several setbacks, including Summer Spellman's wrongful arrest. At the same time, Kit remained determined to pin the murder on Gary Wendendez, a move that appeared suspiciously connected to Gary's growing closeness with Sarah Platt. As viewers now know, Sarah is actually responsible for Theo's death. That revelation also explains the secretive conversations Sarah and Gary have been having. On the night Theo died, Sarah contacted Gary in desperation and begged him to help dispose of the body. Although Kit attempted to protect Sarah by shifting suspicion onto Gary, justice eventually caught up with her when Lisa herself arrested Sarah. Ordinarily, that would have been the end of the matter. But Lisa is dealing with overwhelming personal struggles. Her daughter, Betsy Swain, recently suffered a serious stroke after experimenting with consensual strangulation during sex with her boyfriend, Dylan Wilson. The medical emergency left Betsy struggling to speak, and an angry Lisa blamed Dylan before reporting him to the police. As a result, Lisa has little patience or sympathy for anyone at the moment. That attitude is clear in tonight's episode, where Sarah repeatedly insists she never intended to kill Theo and claims Gary played no part in the crime. Lisa refuses to believe her. Later, Kit listens to a voicemail from Lisa urging him to think carefully before doing anything to protect Sarah, adding even more tension to the situation. With Lisa already under immense emotional strain, she has become far tougher than usual, making the next development even more difficult. In next week's episodes, Carla tells Lisa that she intends to visit Sarah in prison because she's struggling to cope behind bars while her son Harry is finding life without his mom incredibly difficult. The news leaves Lisa deeply unsettled. Will Lisa allow Carla to support Sarah, or will the visit create fresh conflict between the newlyweds? Coronation Street airs on weeknights at 8:30 p.m. on ITV1, with episodes also available to stream on ITVX.